Hey, what's up guys? Rampedi here. We are back with another episode. Banyana gearing up for the World Cup. And I think it's time Zwane leaves Kaizer Chiefs. Let's go.
That's how it goes?
They keep asking about the best when they know it's me.
Okay.
Asking about the rest when they know it's me.
Straight in, I guess.
You know it's me.
There's only one place to start. Kaizer Chiefs Football Club. There's still no update regarding the head coaching position. Coach Nabi came out, spoke to newspapers, and said he's still in talks with the hierarchy of Kaizer Chiefs. He said in 58 hours there will be something concrete. But that has passed, and there's still no news. I wonder what's taking this club so long. Hey, barata attention, eh? But I want to focus in on one person, Zwane. You know, I was sitting at home and I was thinking, if he's not the head coach next season, I think it's time he leaves. I really think it's time he leaves. I mean, you look at his story. He was the assistant coach to Gavin Hunt. He was the assistant coach to Stuart Baxter. He got his chance at first team. I think he failed. And I think he's not ready yet. If he stays at Kaizer Chiefs, I'm really going to question his ambition. I really am. And I spoke about it. I tweeted over the weekend. I saw Bruce Vuma in the training pictures and I thought, what is he still doing there? I mean, this guy's been at the club for like 6 years and he's only made 37 appearances. I feel like the last 4 or 5 years were wasted. He hasn't played much. You know, it was either Danlek Pay who was playing, now Peterson is playing at this moment. Happy Mashiane, you can just see there's no future there with him in the football club. They don't have plans for him. So I just think sometimes at Kaizer Chiefs, people want to say, I play for Kaizer Chiefs. They want to tell their girlfriends, I play for Kaizer Chiefs. They want to tell their parents, I play for Kaizer Chiefs. Their family, they want to tell them that. And if not Zwane, maybe he wants to say, but I work at Kaizer Chiefs. But you're not really contributing, are you? Not really. And when you think about it, let me give you the context of this situation. Gavin Hunt and Peter Zwane are only 9 years older than Zwane. And you think of what they've done in their careers. Let me make one better for you. Jose Rivero, the Orlando Pirates coach, is younger than Zwane. Wait, I'll do one more better. One more. Pep Guardiola, treble-winning coach with Manchester City. What he did at Barcelona 10 years ago, he's only 3 years older than Zwane. So you can't taste the head coaching position and then suddenly want to become number 2 and you are okay with that. I think he needs to grow. So for me, if he's not the head coach next season, he should walk and get experience elsewhere. We have another guest on Playing the Field with Shakes, a heavyweight, someone who's got decades of experience within the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a big guest tonight. Very big guest, someone that I highly respect, multi-award-winning sports personality, anchored the World Cup, anchored the AFCON. He's also a Betway squad captain. Thomas Mlambo, welcome to Playing the Field with Shakes.
I'm ready to play the field like you said it, Shakes. Playing the field with Shakes. Always wanted to do this. Can't wait. You know, the season is over. We're counting on you to give us, things to talk about while there's no football.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, for us, we have a show every single week. We don't stop. We keep it going. And something I've always wanted to ask you, man, because obviously you're in the broadcasting space. You know, how did you find the DSTV Premiership this past season from a broadcasting lens?
Wow, the Premiership was unbelievable. We had a great season. It was my first season back with SuperSport. As much as Mamelodi Sundowns might have run away with the league, there was so much in terms of the other battles that were taking place. Who was going to get into the Champions League, the Confederations Cup, who'd win the Golden Boot, who was going to be Football of the Season. So there was so much that I enjoyed in this last season. Some great encounters. The broadcasting itself was amazing. We had great guests in studio, fantastic analysis on the field, great innovations on the broadcast itself. And I think a lot of people would have seen that all season long with, more improved stats, more improved camera angles, more cameras, more everything on the DSTV Premiership.
Yeah, no, I mean, you guys were bringing it in terms of a broadcasting space. And actually, there were also more games that I saw on TV, which was really great to see. The one thing I
Let
will
me
say
tell
is
you,
that
Chase, it's not more games, it's every game, right?
it's every game.
With Supersport, every single game is broadcast. It might not be on television, but if you are in possession of, your app, or you're able to get online, you can see every single DSTV Premiership match live.
Unbelievable. And I know that there was a bit of an issue with regards to other teams feeling like they were not seen enough, but now we're bringing into the fold. Now, growing concern on social media, people are like, but it's the same winner every single season. He's winning all the time. It's almost if like we can predict the next story that's going to come next season. From your side, as a broadcaster, someone who is going to anchor the DSTV Premiership, is there a concern at the fact that it's the same winner all the time?
Football goes in cycles. You just have to look anywhere in the world. There was a time where Liverpool were unbelievable, won it 20 years in a row, essentially. Under Alex Ferguson, Man United were dominant. Now under Pep, it's domination. But cycles end. Football, that's how it is. And right now, Mamelodi Sundowns are the unstoppable force. Everybody has to catch up. Everybody has to do their best. And I think if you look at how the season did go, the margins are getting a little bit smaller. Some of the chasing pack were looking a lot better towards the end of the season. And it literally came down to how they started the season that impacted that they were no longer competitive at the end of the season. And that's probably the story of the Orlando Pirates. The new coach, the start of the season was poor, losing matches against their direct opposition, which is Mamelodi Sundowns and Kaizer Chiefs, that really did cost an Orlando Pirates from being able to be competitive this season. Had those particular results gone differently, we would have seen a much closer end to the season. So the gap isn't that huge as much as it looks that huge.
I'm glad you actually brought Orlando Pirates and even like the impact that Jose has made. I always feel as though like he won the 2 trophies. Do you think they are the team to sort of close the gap on Mamelodi Sundowns, the closest, I guess?
Well, I mean, you just have to look at the log table and go, who finished second? It's Pirates. They are the closest. I think they're the team that's also, if you look at how it went last season, maybe this transfer window will be different. They spent the most. They're trying the hardest to be as competitive as they can in that financial space. It's very difficult, though. I mean, Sundowns does have huge budget. They can afford to go and buy an Allende for 50 million, the rumor is. And that's the kind of transfer that no club in South Africa essentially can get to. But that's football. You have what you have, you make what you have work, and it doesn't mean when there's 11-11 on the field, you can't win. That's why we watch this game. So I think next season is going to be a lot more competitive.
But more positive stuff, Bafana, they off to the AFCON. We just beat Morocco. They've only had 3 losses with Hugo Bruce. Tell me something, man. Is the happy days coming back?
Hey, Umacha. Don't be too quick there with the happy days. It's Bafana. It's Bafana. Bafana, give us hope and then disaster. But we love the team. And currently, Hugo Bruce's project is working. He's changed it. He's brought in new faces. We see what he's trying to do, which essentially when he started, I know as media and as the football-loving public, we pushed against him. I mean, why are you not playing the senior players? Why are you not playing Abo Hlatshwayo or Abo Zwane? Why are you letting Ajali be part of your... We're like, coach, what are you doing? The project for him was clear: refresh, renew, get young players in there who are going to get out there, fight for the team, die for the team, and do the business. And we're seeing that. Like we're seeing now. Also, he's now understood that a little bit of a blend is needed. So we're seeing some of that senior player inclusion in the team, but it's very minimal. And they're playing exciting football. They're playing without fear. 1 or 2 things that I still think need to be ironed out. I mean, defensively, I don't think we're the most solid outfit out there. We're probably still lacking somebody who can bang goals away on a regular basis up front. Yeah. Percy Dow does that, but, he's not that regular man up front, So we're looking for that. And then I'm still not convinced against the big teams.
I see.
The 3 losses you speak about, we lost against Ghana, critical game, big team on the African continent. We lost against Morocco, big team, number 1 on the African continent. We lost against France, got hammered by them, and that's a big team in the world. We did do a little bit to get it back with this win against Morocco, but I'm still not sure. We need to do it against the big guns. We're super good against everybody else. But the big guns, that's the base. That's how we judge. And right now, against the big guns, it's saying we played 4, we've lost 3.
Yeah, big guns, yes, without a shadow of a doubt. The one card that Hugo Bruce can play is the fact that, I also beat Ghana as well when they were here. I beat Morocco as well when they were here. I've only had 3 losses. And I always think to myself, like, he took Cameroon, a side that nobody had expected to win the AFCON, and he went all the way, beating Egypt in the final. I'm looking at this story now and I'm seeing, like, I'm not obviously getting ahead of myself, but, like, do you really think we can do well at the next AFCON? Could we go past group stages? What do you feel?
I mean, we're a former winner. Why not? And the thing is, no one really knows this team. And you talk about Hugo Bruce, right? They didn't know that Cameroon side that he took there. All the big names had pulled out, they'd withdrawn, they had big heads. He said, fine, we'll do it with the unknowns. And that can often be the surprise element. You look at what Coach Ragrui had to say now with Morocco. Yes, his team was a little bit tired from a long season, but they weren't also ready for a lot of what they saw out on the field that day. They had plenty of quality, but they weren't ready for what we brought. And so I think that is something we can take to this next AFCON as being a surprise package, a team that no one's expecting anything from, except us at home, where the pressure is. And they're away from home, so maybe that pressure will be a little bit less. That team spirit is being built. I had the opportunity to speak to Danny O'Dan, the president of SAFA, the other day on Soccer Africa. And he was talking and throwing back to the days of Clive Barker and seeing connections between how that 96 team was a family, was a team that worked and died for each other on the field. And he's saying that is something that Hugo Bruce is bringing and instilling in this side. And ultimately, that's all you need. You don't have to be the most skillful team at there. You don't have to be the team with the biggest names at the tournament to do well. Morocco showed that at the World Cup. You don't have to be the biggest. But if you are the hardest working, you can go a long, long way.
There's a lot of a feel-good buzz with regards to our national teams. We've got the men's going to the AFCON, but now, coming just around the corner, we have our women's going to the World Cup. This is a second appearance. They've done really well. What's your honest, expectation for them at the World Cup?
Don't make it sound like it's a surprise they're going to the World Cup. Banyana, we're at the last World Cup. This is back-to-back World Cup qualification.
They won the AFCON as well.
From this team. And we're going as the African champions. So we're going to go in there with a bit of swag. We go in there with that confidence. We go in there with we're the team to beat from the continent. Everybody will be looking at us in our group. And I look at that group and I go, this is a group we can get out of, Sweden, Sweden, Yashiza. And the ball in the air and the crosses, they can header, they are devastating like that. So sharp. Sweden, I'm putting aside, and I'm saying if we get any out of that game, well done, Banyana. But the other two, Italy, Argentina, no, they've got no pedigree at the World Cup. None of them have gone to the later stages of a World Cup, never mind winning it. Same size. It's the same as us. We've got nothing to fear against the Italians who are ranked 16 in the world or something, and the Argentinians who are ranked 28 in the world. Unknown as well. They're not necessarily comfortable at World Cups. They don't have huge experience there. They are fine. There is where we can make our way out of the group. 6 points up for the grabs against Argentina, against Italy, and we have the team to do it. We've got the strike force to do it. We've got the pace to do it. We've got the coach who's now got the experience, and we come there as the African champions who now have a self-belief that it can be done, that we can go to the next stage. So I'm super stoked. I'm excited. I'm ready. My alarm is already set to wake up for those 3 o'clock in the morning kickoffs. I will be there for Banyana.
I don't know if a lot of people know that we're going to have to wake up at 3 in the morning for those kind of games. Also, just before I move off from Banyana, Janine van Beek is not going to be there. That's a huge presence. Yes. That's out of the team. Rafael Jan is now the captain of the side. Now, that sort of leadership thing, how big of a miss is that going to be? But there's already a lot of leaders within the side already, right?
Yes. And Janine has been a warrior for the team. But like everybody, you do get to a point where you can no longer do it for the national team. You can no longer. Age is inevitable for everybody. Yeah. Her contribution will never be forgotten. But in that defense, there are players who can step up. I mean, Bamba Nanimbani for me is one of those that if she can just stay fit the entire tournament,
Yeah.
oh, what a player! What a player!
Man, Maclo is amazing too.
Norkud never gets tired with all the experience that she brings. So I think we'll miss Janine, but we're going to cope without her.
Quick fire questions now.
I'm ready.
Interesting to get your take on this. What was Thomas's favorite game of the season?
Of the entire South African domestic season, I'm going to go Nedbank semi-final, Chiefs Pirates. With the history, with what had happened in the background before that game. And then the game itself going to extra time, an unsung hero, Mtetwa coming with that header in the dying moments. No, man, no. That is it. That is it. Every football fan glued to that. The story that needed to be told was told. It was brilliant.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally understand that. I try to forget that game. I'm sure my audience would know that. Thomas's favorite player of the season.
Okay.
Now remember, the key word here is favorite. People get it twisted by saying the best.
Okay.
We say what was
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you my favorite.
Yeah.
Ish. Okay, guys, don't judge me, ne? Karim Kimvudi at Maritzburg United is the guy that if I had my last 20 rand in my pocket, right, from what he was doing last season, that's the guy I'd pay to go and watch. When he is on, he is the most exciting, most free, just the ability that he puts and the carefree nature with which he's willing to take people on, attack. He inspires me in terms of what he does there. He plays the game like we want to see it played by more players.
See, that's an interesting choice.
I know you're shocked. You're shocked.
I'm surprised.
Why are you shocked?
I'm surprised because obviously, like you look at the names that have been usually said, Mailula, a lot of players. Now, I mean, are you upset that you're not going to see him next season?
To steal my former colleague's catchphrase, was kesha, umkhonza, Kimvudi, umnandi. That's it. That's all it is. Umnandi. Umnandi. Umnandi, man. Yenza yonke into engiyifunayo ebholeni. So that's it. Don't look for stats. Don't look for contribution in. When he's on the ball, I'm glued. I'm watching, and he has no fear in terms of who's standing in front of him. He's going to go at you. He's going to get past you. He's going to try and bring others into the game. I love what he does.
Now, he's not going to be in the DSTV Premiership next season. So,
well, how do you know that? I mean, he's probably the most sought-after signature right now in domestic football. The battle behind the scenes, from what I can hear, is huge in terms of trying to secure that signature for next season. The only question is, has he done enough this season to secure the move overseas? He's being spoken about in Europe already. So for those who weren't really watching too many Maritzburg games, he is not somebody who's unknown to scouts overseas, and definitely not unknown to, for instance, if you listen to the rumors, Mamelodi Sundowns keen, Orlando Pirates apparently also reasonably keen to have tried to bring him across and play there. And I'm sure if you count those two, everybody else would like to see a Kimvudi playing for them. So I hold hope that this was not the only season, that next season he's going to be out there. I don't know for who, but giving us more of that, that sauce, man. That old petty sauce.
I can imagine. I actually will be checking him out if he's in the DSTV Premiership. Favorite moment of the season for Thomas?
Okay. I'm gonna break away a little bit, right? So I'm not gonna talk Premiership anymore, because if you're talking about me as a television broadcaster and my favorite moment of the season, I'm going World Cup final. That was, for me, an unbelievable moment in my career, again, doing a World Cup final. In that final, Messi with the brace, Mbappe with the hat-trick. And then in that game, if there's a moment, one moment of all of that, Martinez's save, 123 minutes into the game, Maudi thinks he scored, Mauni, and he comes up with a save that essentially will lead to Argentina becoming champions.
Lastly, Thomas, man, I think, a lot of people want to be in the space. Everybody wants to be within sports. You've done it for decades, man. Like, you've done it for such a long time. What's the secret? Like, what would Thomas say is the secret to longevity, to being able to do this for such a long time?
Shakes, I think really it's just, I'm lucky, man. More than anything else, I'm just lucky. Lucky to be a football fan who got an opportunity to ask the questions the fans would really like to have asked. I've never taken that opportunity for granted. I think maybe that's really key, in that I'm not out there to do me. I'm there because I'm the one lucky enough to be asking the questions on the behalf of everybody who would like a question asked on this game. And more than anything else, I guess it's just hard work. It's I never arrive at work feeling like what you did yesterday is enough to get you through today. Work hard every day. It's part of my mantra. It's one of the things that I think I even have on my social media, which is, if you're not playing your heart out, somebody else is. And when you meet him, he'll beat you. So I live by that mantra, which is give your heart out. Every single time I go on air, I'm trying to do everything that I can to make it entertaining, enjoyable, and informative to the viewer. And that's it. That really is, for me, the key, the secret. Nothing else. Work hard and do it for the people.
Nah, man, that's inspiring, man. And I hope anyone who's watching as well wants to be in that space, you take that, because one day you'll meet the guy who's passionate. So stay passionate. I never put this in my notes, but I do want to say this. Thomas, thank you so much. Like, thank you to Betway for introducing me to you as well. Every time I've engaged with you, man, you've always been there to advise and everything. And I just really want to say thank you so much for everything every time I've needed you, you've always been there. So I just want to say thank you for that, man.
Thanks. People don't know our relationship behind the scenes. This guy, when you're playing the field with the Shakes, you can't lose. He covers every angle. He gives you all the through passes, and he does that in my life and in our work that we do together at Betway. So Shakes, thanks for that. I appreciate you hugely. I forgot to say one thing though. There's a highlight this year. Right? And I'm sure it's one that you and I will appreciate.
Yeah.
That game, Arsenal-Bournemouth, I was there. I was at the Emirates. That 3-2, the last kick of the game. Arsenal winning at the Emirates when they were 2-0 down in the match. Okay, that was big. That was big on a personal note for me this season. And it's one of those that I'll never forget from the season in terms of my entire broadcasting life. That was good. That was a great game to be at.
Oh, man. Thomas, thank you so much, man. Really do appreciate it. This was a great conversation, man.
Shakes, thank you. And then we'll play the field again soon, right? Next season.
100%.
I'm getting new boots. Getting new boots for the field with Shakes. Shakes, thank you.
It's time for our weekly bet of the week. The purpose of this segment is to show you my bet slip in hopes that it helps yours light and green. The more accurate, the more cash you get. Let's get into it. I'm sure you're wondering, which games am I betting on? Is there any football, Shakes? Of course there is. We've got the Gold Cup and as well as the Euro Under-21 Championships. Let's go through the games. Canada against Guadeloupe. I've gone with Canada straight win. Italy against Norway, over 1.5. Switzerland against France, over 1.5. Jamaica against Trinidad and Tobago. Jamaica straight win. Haiti against Mexico. Mexico in over 1.5. Martinique and Panama. I've gone with the Panama straight win. The odds 4.91. The maximum I can win is 2,700 Rand. If you want to win with me, click on the link below. That is Bet of the Week, sponsored by Betway. Remember to practice responsible betting at betway.co.za. Until the next one, all the best. We've come to the end of the show, but I've got one question for you. What are your thoughts on oversized squads? You know those squads with lots of players? Let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified for future episodes.
Hello Betway squad, just want to say the Betway Scratch is here.
You can win a share of up to 50 million rand.
Place your bets on any casino games such as slots, table games, or aviator to unlock your own scratch card.